In Matthew chapter 5, Jesus says something pretty radical. He's talking about the Old Testament law that says you shall not murder. But he takes it a step further and says, don't even be angry. And what he wants them to understand is that murder was a fruit of anger. And he says, don't try to focus on just eliminating murder. We should be focused on trying to eliminate anger, which is what we focused on this week when we talked about forgiveness, that it's a gift that God has given us to unburden this anger and this bitterness that we hold on to in our hearts. And so, yes, it's a gift to those who do wrong against us, but it's just as much a gift for us so that we might experience freedom. Then he goes on in verse 23 and he says, if you're offering a gift, and so in other words, if you're worshiping God, and while you're worshiping, you remember that a brother or sister has something against you, he says, go and be reconciled to them and then come back and offer that gift. Now, what he's trying to get us to understand here is that to be right with God, we also need to be right with one another. And so we've talked about forgiveness, and the flip side of forgiveness is the seeking of forgiveness or the apology. Now, you don't need an apology to extend forgiveness, and an apology doesn't complete forgiveness, but it does complement forgiveness. And so he's telling us in these moments, he says, go be reconciled to your brother because they have something against you. They might be harboring anger in their hearts, and so they're enslaved because of something you've done. And so out of love for your brother, go and confess that to them and be reconciled